Assalamualaikum. Welcome to this video tutorial on ASP.NET 4.5 for students of King Faisal University and for others who want to learn ASP.NET. This is part 8 in this series entitled Condition Statements in ASP.NET 4.5 using C#. Using comparison and logical operators results to Boolean value of either true or false. For example, because 5 is less than 7, the first, fourth, and sixth examples resulted to true, while the others false. The single ampersand returns true if both expressions are true. The double ampersand, which is read as and also, will skip checking the second expression if the first expression is already false, and therefore returns the result of false. The single pipe returns true if at least one expression is true. The double pipe, which is read as or else, will skip checking the second expression if the first expression is already true, and therefore returns the result of true. The exclamation point not returns the opposite of the result. Here is the syntax of the condition if statement, the reserved word if, and inside the parenthesis is the condition, followed by the statement that will be executed if the condition is true. Then the reserved word else, and the statement that will be executed if the condition is false. If more than one statement has to be executed, they must be grouped with braces. Let's proceed with activity number 8, where we will create an ASP.NET website and place it in C ASP Activity 8. We will create an ASP.NET web form named Font Styles that contains 3 checkboxes and a label. We will change their respective text properties to bold, italic, underline, and this label changes. When any of the 3 boxes is checked, we will change the style of the label accordingly. Let's create our website, file, new website. We'll put it in ASP Activity 8. We'll create our first web form, add new item, and we'll call it font styles. Okay. We'll try to add a table to format our objects. We'll have 3 rows and 2 columns. We'll put the checkboxes in the first column, and in the middle of the second column we will put the label. Okay, let's change the text property of this label to this label changes. What are we going to change in this label? This label has this font property, and inside that are other properties such as bold, italic, strike out, underlined. And if you notice, their values are Boolean, either false or true. So if I make this bold, true, notice that the label changed to bold style. So these are the properties that we're going to change later. Now let's go to the checkbox and investigate its properties. Okay, don't forget the auto pause block must be set to true. Then there is this property called checked. Also, the result is Boolean. If it's false, there's no check. And if it's true, there is a check. Okay, so this property is what also we're going to use. We can create the event. No, please. Let's change first the text. For the first checkbox, we'll make it bold. For the second checkbox, auto pause back is true, and the text is italic. And for the third checkbox, it will be underline, and the auto pause back is true. Just to make sure with the first one, auto pause back. Now we're ready to create the event. Just double click each checkbox. Okay, here. So if this checkbox is changed, we have to check if it's checked, meaning it's true, or if the checked property is not checked, which is false. So we're going to use the if condition. If checkbox 1 there dot checked. From here alone, it's already resulting a boolean to a boolean value. So it's either you still use the double equal true, or you can leave it as it is. Then we will change label one dot font dot bold property to true. Else the same label one dot font dot bold property should be false. Okay, that's it. Now let's go back and do the same thing for italic. I'll just copy it and paste it. This one is for checkbox 2, and we're not talking about the bold property but the italic one. So this is not bold but italic one. Okay, and for the last underline, again, I'll just copy and paste 3. This time it's about the underline property. This time it's about the underline property. Okay, we're done. Let's turn it to our browser. Control F5. If I check bold, if I uncheck bold, if I check bold, italic, and underline, if I uncheck italic, okay, well done. Another condition statement is the switch statement, and this is its syntax. The switch reserved word, and inside the parentheses is the variable, and inside the braces are the case lines and default line. Just don't forget that for every case line and default line, it must be terminated by the break statement. Let's help Hassan know what time his class will start depending on the date that he selects in the calendar. Currently, his classes starts at 7:30 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 2:30 p.m. every Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday respectively. He doesn't have classes in the other days. So we will create an ASP.NET web form named class start that contains a calendar and a label. We will display either the class start time or if he doesn't have class in a label. We'll simply create another web form in activity 8. So add new item, and we'll call it class start. Let's go to the design view and use a table for our two components. Actually, there are only two. One is a calendar, and the other one is a label. Let's try to make the label, a little bit bigger. Let's change the size to extra large, and maybe we can make it bold. Okay, that's it. Now we will create our event, and that is when he changes or chooses a date in the calendar. So that is when he selects something in the calendar. So we need a variable that is of date time data type. Let's call it selected. And the value will be depending on the value that he selected in calendar 1. That value is the selected date. Okay, and that is of course also a date time value. We can use switch statement, switch, and we're going to test this selected uh, day. Not this one because this would be 1 to 31 depending on the day in the this day of week. The day of week would mean Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and so on. So that is our value. We can start with our case. Case day of week is Saturday. Then label 1 dot text is equal to your class starts at 7:30 a.m. Then don't forget the break statement. If you will allow me, I'll just copy this again to save me the time from typing Control B, and another one for the default. This one is for Sunday, and then this is for Tuesday. There's no Monday, and the other one is Wednesday. Correct. For Sunday, his class starts at 9 a.m. For Tuesday, it's at 1 p.m. And for Wednesday, it's at 2:30 p.m. And then this should be for the default. For the rest of the days, we can say that you have no class. You have no class assigned on this day. Okay, and break. Kalas, I think we can look at it in our browser. So if I select 3, which is a Sunday, your class starts at 9 a.m. If it's Monday, you have no class assigned on this day. If it's a Tuesday, your class starts at 1 p.m. It's a Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, 7:30 a.m. Well, we have finished using if and switch statement. Thank you for watching this video. Mas salama.